With Halloween Horror Nights 34 fastly approaching, it's safe to say this year has brought us many different factors that might alter the announcement season. But before we talk about this year, we have to take a little brief history lesson on how announcement season went last year. On April 4th, 2024, we actually got quite a little bit. We had the single tickets drop along with the Unmasking the Horror Tour, and the RIP tickets dropped as well. And we had a teaser video about that steel door. Now, fast forward all through May, they kept kind of teasing us with the videos, the little teasers here and there. Yes, I know it led to nothing overall, but it's still a part of the announcement season because it was rolled out, that it kept us going through the month of May. And then this brings us to May 17th, 2024, which was probably the oddest, weirdest experience I've ever had with the announcement season. See, Horror Nights actually had a Spooky Empire panel, which they were going to talk about some of the makeup and some of behind the scenes and do a Q&A. But what we didn't know is that they were actually going to drop an announcement, a house announcement. This is being weird because this was like Friday night. This was late in the evening. So it wasn't going to be obviously an IP announcement, because those they save for like the prime time of somewhere around that 11, 12 o'clock during the weekday, and not like a Friday late afternoon. And then from that moment onward, we had all the announcements dropped. On May 20th, we had Goblin's Feast. On May 21st, we had Major Suites. On May 22nd, we had the Museum. And then on May 23rd, we had Monstros, the Monsters of Latin America. May 24th, we actually had Triplets of Terror. And then from that moment on, we did not get an announcement until our big IP drops, which was in June 6th, and then onward from that. Now this brings us to this current year at Halloween Horror Nights 34. As we sit right now, on January 23rd is when we actually had our first announcement for this year, which was just the announcements of the dates for this year. Nothing since has been announced, nothing has been teased or talked about. They've more so focused on obviously Horror Unleashed, which is opening this year, and as well as Epic Universe, which is their big promotional thing, along with some other stuff that is actually happening at Universal Orlando besides the big new theme park coming. It's been pretty silent. We still haven't had some preview merch, by the way. It's now almost April at this point, and we haven't had any kind of preview merch, so maybe they're not doing that. Maybe they are. We'll have to see when the first rollout happens. So if I had to throw out a bold prediction here, I think they are going to do the original rollout like they did last year. We're going to get all the originals, single tickets, all that stuff in April. And then in June, I think we get the start of the 3 big IPs. Now, where would they start first? Now, I think it would be Terrifier, or the latest rumor is Scream. I think you start off with one of those two. I don't think they're both coming to the event, but you start off with one of those, and that's how you do a big drop. I think it's got to be the Five Nights at Freddy's. it's got to be the bear. It's got to be the bear. That's going to be a huge announcement. I think you drop that in July, and then August, you round about with Fallout TV series coming, and then anything else that's the extra stuff. I think that's how you do it. That's my predictions for this year's announcement season. And then I think there is one mystery one that I am not disclosing anything. I am not saying a single word on this, because when this drops, and if it comes to the event.
What? I did not see that coming.
What are your thoughts about this overall announcement season? I know people are just hyped. They're ready. They want something announced today, which would be crazy enough with me shooting this video talking about the announcement season, and then they just suddenly drop something. Yeah, that usually happens.